Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's Cryptids and Cold Ones, and I'm John.
And I'm Evan.
And I'm Kyle.
And today, we're going to talk about the Leeds Devil, or the Jersey Devil, or Mama Leeds' most hated child,
The devil.
the Devil.
El Diablo de Jersey.
But first, I'm going to need you guys to go to our link tree, which is in the show notes, and go buy all of our stuff.
But the Sorry John's Dad sticker is there.
Yeah. Which I really, really like.
We got a cool T-shirt with a Bigfoot and a beer.
Julius wants you to go to the store.
Yeah, he gets sad if you don't go to the store and
He
buy our
does.
stuff.
He cries at night, which might actually be the demons from the Ouija board. But either way, I'm going to say it's Julius.
So we have something special for you today.
We have a very, very special brew tonight,
Yeah.
and I'm ready when you guys are.
Give me a hell yeah! What?
Cling, cling, cling.
That was anticlimactic.
A little bit. Again, sorry, we got bottles again.
Yep. Okay.
Gonna have to have two whiteboards. Episodes since Evan sang, which is still at 0, and then episodes where we didn't have a can opening, which is also 0. But tonight,
Oh, man.
we're drinking Old Red Budweiser Heavy.
The king of beers.
The Great American Budweiser Lager Beer.
The king of beers.
You know there's a Czechoslovakian Budweiser as well?
What's it called?
Really?
Budweiser.
Ah.
Let's try and rate this. Are we rating this on Nicolas Cage's?
No. Should we stick to the feets? Only feet.
We should stick to the onlyfeets.com.
Okay.
Which, by the way, our link tree still does not have Evan's OnlyFans link in it.
Sorry, guys. I have to,
Onlyhobbits.com.
my feet are so hairy. $50 for pics.
21-year-old me would have been like, yeah, butt heavy. That's 5 feet out of 5. But adult, grown up, John would say it is. I'd say a 2.5 to 3.
Ooh.
But
Man.
John, it's made from the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malts.
That's right. Anheuser isn't even American anymore.
This beer is for
InBev.
shooting guns out your back porch,
Smoking cowboy killers.
smoking cowboy killers,
Yeah.
punching drywall,
If your
punching
name's
in
Kyle.
the clock on the factory
punching
line.
drywall is for the spiked monsters.
Or for the people named Kyle.
Kyle. Oh, I will give this a 3.5 out of 5 because it reminds me of throwing up at my fraternity house. It's nostalgia.
We've all been there.
I give it a 4.5 because it's like I've said
It's not an
before,
IPA?
it's just-
It's
yeah,
not
I can't shake that bitterness, and this is just like like I said, good old getting drunk beer.
True.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to preempt
You
this.
you ready? You ready?
This is Kale's very first episode.
Bud.
Wise.
Yeah.
So I really do want to preempt this. This is Kyle's first episode that he wrote. Very proud. Proud cousin moment.
Aw.
Proud Papa Bear over here.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll do my goodest.
Do gooder.
More gooder.
More goodest.
We're recording, right?
Yeah,
we
all of this
Kidding.
is there.
We're there.
Good.
5 minutes in and we've ruined it.
All right. Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into the East Coast of the United States in a little place we call New Jersey. Does anyone have any thoughts on New Jersey before we start?
I I have a thought.
Heinekens and Jaeger bombs.
One of the many times that I traveled to Fort Dix.
That's DIX.
Yeah,
For
we
you
had an
freaks.
MWR day.
Oh, morale, welfare, and recreation.
Yeah,
If you,
and their
military.
idea was we're going to drive these jag-offs to the Jersey Shore, but not the fun side of the Jersey
Oh.
Shore. It was the side where no one has grass. Their yards were just stones, and I was like, people travel here?
On purpose.
Yep.
They come here to
That
go to the
sounds-
gym
And tan.
and tan,
And then they do laundry.
and they do the laundry. And cabs are here.
Cabs are here.
Cabs are here.
Grenade whistle. Grenade whistle. So, like John said, we're going to talk about the Jersey Devil, the Leeds Devil. So, in South Jersey and Philadelphia folklore in the United States, the Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Devil, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the forests of the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. The New Jersey Pine Barrens, also known as the Pine Lands or simply the Pines, is the largest remaining example of Atlantic coastal Pine Barrens ecosystem, stretching across more than 7 counties of New Jersey. So, what does the New Jersey Devil look like?
Snooki.
Say kind of like Snooki. Well, I think this kind of explains it.
He's got dragon wings and a half-goat horse face with a chin-strap beard like an Amish. And he's got hooves and horns and 2 low-hanging balls with a button cock on top.
Fantastic.
That's a soundbite from What We Do in the Shadows. It's I highly recommend it. So on to more seriousness. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves.
Hoofs.
Hooves.
Hoovises.
But hoovies. But there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat-like wings, horns, small arms and clawed hands, legs with cloven hooves, and a forked or pointed tail. A wyvern, do you guys know exactly what a wyvern is?
I do not.
No, I have no clue.
It's so as a dragon in typical mythology, it was it had 4 legs, kind of like the Macaulay and Bembe, and then it had separate wings. Where as a wyvern, the wings are also the hands, the claws are within the wings. So it's also said to have a strange elongated body and a thick tail. It's been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream like my ex-wife. That I added that one. Dang. So we're going to go into the story of the mother of all Leeds and her 13th child. So her 13th child.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, I think, what's her name? Who sang WAP? What was that?
Mom?
No, Octomom. Oh man. Side note,
Cardi
I'm
B.
gonna do a little Evan here. The song WAP, what's her name?
Cardi B,
Cardi B.
Megan Thee Stallion.
So if you look up on, I implore you listeners, please, YouTube Gilbert Gottfried reading off the lyrics of WAP. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
treat
So
yourself.
I'm going to take a drink of the Budweiser. The popular legend of the Jersey Devil or Leeds Devil is dated variously and attached to various place names such as the Pines, Pine Barrens, and Leeds Point.
Leeds Point.
Leeds Point. The Devil's mother is sometimes called a woman named Leeds or Mother Leeds of Burlington, New Jersey, but other names such as Shords have been mentioned. According to one story, in 1735, a woman named Leeds was giving birth to her 13th child, and exclaimed, "Let this child be the devil." The child, though born normally, immediately grew wings, tails, and claws and flew out to the Pine Barrens.
Are they Amish?
I believe they were Quakers. I'll get into that because there's variations of the story.
What's the difference between Amish and Quaker?
I think Quaker, they do oatmeal, and then the Amish, they don't do electricity.
They just build barns.
That's all I know.
The Quakers do the oatmeal. The Amish build barns.
They're high quality built barns though.
And either way, we can talk about them all we want because they're not going to hear this.
So, according to some, the child transformed into a creature with hooves,
Yoder.
Hoovies.
a goat's head,
Hoovies and the blowfish.
bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with its tail before flying up the chimney and heading into the pines. So he was immediately a little bastard.
It was rumored he screamed, "I am Santa bitch," as he came out of the chimney.
Sorry, John's dad.
Sorry, Dad.
In some versions of the tale, Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the child's father was the devil himself. Some versions... Stan. I learned that last episode. Some versions of the legend also state that local clergymen subsequently, words are hard today, subsequently attempted to exorcise the creature from the Pine Barrens. In a different telling, localized not at Leeds Point but at Estiville, near Mays Landing, a Mrs. Leeds became pregnant around 1855 and rejected her baby, wishing a stork would deliver a devil. Thus, a winged devil was born and flew out the window, and it would intermittently return, but the mother would shoo it away. Like, okay, get away. Devil.
Away, devil.
Be gone with ye. But I don't know how they talked back then.
Rumor has it when the clergymen were trying to exorcise the Jersey Devil, he's like, I can do mountain climbers all day.
CrossFit, more like cross.
F off.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
you dropped the.
I
yeah.
didn't say it.
We
this
had
time.
we had our quota hath been filled.
Yeah,
I'm
no-
talking like the Leeds family. It's hath been filled.
So mote it be.
So more accounts of the Leeds family. Mother Leeds has been identified by some as the real-life Deborah Leeds, on grounds that Deborah Leeds' husband, Japhet Leeds, named 12 children in the will he wrote during 1736, which is compatible with the legend. Deborah and Japhet Leeds also lived in the Leeds Point section of which is now Atlantic County, New Jersey.
It's a soft J. It's Yaphet.
I was just
Yaphet.
Is it Haffet?
Japhet,
Is it
It's
Quesadilla.
a soft J.
Quesadilla?
So, Atlantic County, Jersey, which is commonly the location of the Jersey Devil story.
Is Atlantic City in Atlantic County?
Google it, Jamie.
I see where he went with that.
So we're
Dang.
gonna go with a historian named Brian Regal. He's a historian of science at Keene University in New Jersey. He theorizes that the story of Mother Leeds, rather than being based on a single historical person alone, originated from the reputation of local prominent Leeds family in the southern portion of the colonial era province of New Jersey.
Atlantic City is in Atlantic County, and my phone said it's $763 to get a plane ticket there right now.
That place, yeah. I've only been to Atlantic City once, and it was terrible. It was like Las Vegas, after like lots of meth, or it just had that
Meth.
vibe. So this took place in the colonial era province of New Jersey, where religious and political disputes became the subject of folklore and gossip among the local population. Brian Regal contends that folk legends concerning these historical disputes evolved through the years and ultimately resulted in the modern popular legend of the Jersey Devil during the early 20th century. Regal contends that colonial-era political intrigue involving New Jersey politicians Benjamin Franklin, we may know him.
Yes.
He had a big part to play later on. In
Republic.
this.
If you
To
can
quote
keep
him,
it.
he said, "You can tax this dick."
I thought he said, "Life ain't nothing but bitches and money." That was the quote I got. Benjamin Franklin and Franklin's rival almanac publisher Daniel Leeds resulted in the Leeds family being described as monsters, and it was Daniel Leeds' negative description as the Leeds Devil rather than any actual creature that created the later legend of the Jersey Devil.
The almanac? Did he have his own almanac?
Yes.
Is
And, Poor Richard's Almanac. Yeah.
I heard his brother Farmers also wrote an almanac.
Oh.
Is that
We are farmers.
dum
Dum,
dum
dum,
dum
dum,
dum dum phenomena?
dun, 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 dun.
Sing it, Evan.
Da, 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 da.
We are really just getting off track.
I'm still thinking about this lady having 13 kids.
That is
mother of
obnoxious.
I know.
flop.
How are you going to feed all those kids?
The dad was like, I want a baseball team.
So, much like the mother Leeds of the Jersey Devil myth, Daniel Leeds' third wife had given birth to 9 children.
9.
So that was even a
Nine,
large
nine,
amount
nine,
of children
nine.
for that time. 999. Leeds' second wife and first daughter had both died during childbirth. Leeds and his family were prominent in South Jersey and the Pine Barrens area.
Maybe dude was just trying to kill his wife. Everybody dies during childbirth, so he's
Yeah,
just like
back then.
He's like, I played the Oregon Trail. I know how this goes.
dysentery.
Typhoid.
She's either going to get dysentery or she's going to die.
So, as a royal surveyor with strong allegiance to the British crown, boo,
Boo.
Leeds had surveyed and acquired land in the Egg Harbor area, located within the Pine Barrens.
Egg.
The, the land was inherited by Leeds' son and family and is known as Leeds Point, one of the areas in the Pine Barrens currently most associated with the Jersey Devil legend and alleged Jersey Devil sightings.
Poached egg.
Now we're going to be talking about the Quaker oatmeals. But go
Sunny
ahead.
side up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Jazz and Egg Radio.
Jaffet. Yaffet. So, anyways, starting in the 17th century, English Quakers and their oatmeal established settlements in southern Jersey. Yeah, I gotta lock in. I gotta focus. Apple cinnamon, peach. English Quakers established settlements in southern Jersey, the region in which the Pine Barrens are located. Daniel Leeds, a Quaker, and his oatmeal. A Quaker and a prominent person of pre-revolution colonial southern New Jersey, became ostracized by his Quaker oatmeal congregation after his 1687 publication of almanacs containing astrological symbols and writings. Leeds' fellow Quakers, oatmeal, deemed the astrology in these almanacs as too pagan or blasphemous, and the almanacs were censored and destroyed by the local Quaker oatmeal community. I gotta stop that. So,
General Mills.
in response to and in spite of this censorship, Leeds continued to publish even more esoteric astrological Christian writings and became increasingly fascinated with Christian occultism, Christian mysticism, cosmology, demonology, angelology, and natural magic.
Lology.
Malalalala.
Lalology.
Macaulay Mbembe. That was the last episode if you guys are new here. Check that one out.
Mbembe.
Yeah, it's the one. So in the 1690s, after his almanacs and writings, well, I promise we'll get to more stuff. This really sets it up. So in the 1690s, after his almanacs and writings were further censored as blasphemous or heretical by the Philadelphia Quaker Oatmeal Meeting, Leeds continued to distribute with the Quaker community. I'll stop the Quaker Oatmeal. That's just played out. Converting to Anglicanism and publishing anti-Quaker tracts criticizing Quaker theology and accusing Quakers of being anti-monarchists. I gotta stop.
They were a little bit Whiggish.
Yeah. Did they really wear wigs back then, like the Quakers?
Well, no,
primarily,
Whiggish would be like their anti-monarchist.
Oh, okay.
A historical term.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's my tism.
Not only
Yeah,
did they
well-
wear wigs, but George Washington had horse teeth.
I thought he had ivory and wooden teeth too. Like, did he have like a whole?
He also had slave teeth, so
Oh,
I was trying to not go there.
yeah, but well.
Washington.
Shout out to Shane Gillis for teaching me that.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that one. Yes.
6 foot tall. He weighed up a ton.
So, in the ensuing dispute between Leeds and the Southern New Jersey Quakers over Leeds' accusations, Leeds was endorsed by the much maligned British Royal Governor of New Jersey, Lord Cornbury,
Lord Corn.
despised among the
Stock.
Quaker communities. Leeds also worked as a counselor to Lord Cornbury about this time, considering Leeds as a traitor for aiding the crown and rejecting Quaker beliefs. The Quaker Burlington meeting of Southern New Jersey subsequently dismissed Leeds as evil. In 1700, the local South Quaker Jersey community retaliated against Leeds' anti-Quaker tracts with their own tract, Satan's Harbinger Encountered.
Satan.
Stan. Being something by way of answer to Daniel Leeds, which publicly accused Leeds of working for the devil. So this leads us into good old Benjamin Franklin.
Benji.
Do you guys have any comments about Benjamin Franklin before we proceed?
I liked him. He's a pretty chill dude.
Did you know about his house in London when he passed away?
Bodies in the basement.
Yeah, I think they found about 15 bodies. I guess one of his friends was performing illegal anatomy. Nothing sexual. It's just he was just studying them.
He was just bored.
Yeah, why not?
It's like we got to figure this out.
When I get bored, I play video games. You won't find any bodies under my house, FBI.
Kevin.
There's no bodies.
No, Kevin got fired.
Yeah, remember? Doge.
Oh, yeah.
He got fired by
Doge.
Elon.
He had to have gotten fired.
So I did a little dive on this Benjamin Franklin Jersey Devil connection, and I mean, obviously, well before the internet, but history shows that he was kind of like the first troll. So
What do you mean?
yeah, well, you know how you troll on the internet, you talk smack about people, and I mean, good old Benji and his.
He was just out there with his quill, and it's just
talking smacketh.
Publishing
So-
the pamphlets.
according to the Google machine, Benjamin Franklin was the first person who made a meme.
So during 1716, Daniel Leeds' son, Titan Leeds, inherited his father's almanac business, which continued to use astrological content.
His
And
name was Titan.
Titan.
Lame.
I like Japheth better, more gooder.
Agreed.
So he continued to use astrological content and eventually competed with Benjamin Franklin's popular Poor Richard's Almanac. The competition between the two men intensified during 1733. Franklin satirically used astrology in his almanac to predict Titan Leeds' death on October of that same year. So he was already starting the smack talk. Though Franklin's prediction was intended as a joke at his competitor's expense and a means to boost his almanac sales, Titan Leeds was apparently offended at the death prediction, publishing a public admonition of Franklin as a fool and a liar.
I challenge you to a duel.
How dare. So he was trying to get canceled back in the 1700s.
There was no Twitter back then.
No, there wasn't. There was Quiller.
Just talk
Quiller.
smack straight
There
to
was
politicians.
no Twitter, just the old Dick Almanac.
I don't get it, but I like it.
Impoverished
Wait.
Dick's Almanac.
You see?
Japheth.
Japheth.
So in a published response, Franklin mocked Titan Leeds' outrage and humorously suggested that, in fact, Titan Leeds had died in accordance with the earlier prediction and was thus writing his almanacs as a ghost, resurrected from the grave to haunt and torment Franklin. Franklin continued to jokingly refer to Titan Leeds as a ghost even after Titan Leeds' actual death in 1738. So
He just hated that.
he was a rascal. Daniel Leeds' blasphemous and occultist reputation and his pro-monarchy stance in the largely anti-monarchist colonial south of New Jersey, combined with Benjamin Franklin's later continuous depiction of his son Titan Leeds as a ghost, may have originated or contributed to the local folk legend of a so-called Leeds devil lurking in the Pine Barrens. So,
The ghost.
Sorry.
during 1728, Titan Leeds began to include the Leeds family crest on the masthead of his almanacs. The Leeds family crest depicted a wyvern, a bat-winged, dragon-like legendary creature that stands upright with 2 clawed feet. Regal notes that the wyvern on the Leeds family crest is reminiscent of the popular description of the Jersey Devil.
I'm just thinking like Game of Thrones dragons.
I don't like the fact that you said wyvern, and I automatically thought Laverne and Shirley.
Didn't she mix like Pepsi and milk?
I don't even know.
What is that? What's the beginning of that show, Laverne and Shirley? How's that song go?
Come a knock on our door. No.
Nope.
I'm just
Wrong one.
Hold on.
I'm distracted right now.
I'm Googling it.
Laverne and Shirley. That was a good show.
It was. And Shirley.
So we're gonna get into a little bit of sighting action. So
I'm
Joseph Bonaparte sighting. Joseph Bonaparte, elder brother of Napoleon, and the ex-king of Spain, España, is said to have encountered the Jersey Devil in the 19th century. Bonaparte abdicated his throne in 18...
make it after all.
That's it. Yep, that's it.
There we are.
Evan sings.
Still at 0 episodes.
So Bonaparte abdicated his throne in 1813 and went into exile in the United States. He chose Jersey. I don't know why.
It's better than losing at Waterloo.
He purchased 800 acres of land near Bordertown, New Jersey.
That's kind of like Stephen Baldwin versus Alec. Like he just kind of like moved to New Jersey, whereas Alec like shot somebody.
Yeah.
Rust.
Well, we'll get into a little.
It's like, okay, Stephen Bonaparte.
Oh, so Mr. Bonaparte, he was an avid deer hunter and can often be found hunting in the woods on his property. During one such excursion, he came upon some rather remarkable tracks in the snow. The tracks, which seemed to end abruptly as though whatever left them had suddenly taken flight, resembled nothing more than those that might be left by a donkey walking on its hind legs.
Donkey.
Bonaparte examined the tracks closely, unable to decide what could have made them, but was subsequently startled by the sound of loud hissing coming from behind him. He turned his face to a strange noise, only to discover that a large winged creature with a horse-like head was at his flank. He stared at the creature, dumbfounded, because he's French, until it hissed at him again and beat its wings, taking off into the air. Bonaparte was so surprised, in fact, that he forgot he had a rifle, French, and never thought to shoot at the beast.
Also French.
Also French. Sorry, guys.
We don't have any French
have you
listeners,
guys
and
ever
I don't
seen
want any.
The opening scene of We Were Soldiers. where
Oh, yeah.
The
Wait.
French just completely forget.
Yeah, they're bugling. And they get blasted. And
Oh man, that hissing, it makes me remember when one of your sons, I won't name
oh,
any
no,
names,
yeah, good.
was very young. I think maybe 3. He was over at our house and he like cornered the cat. And the cat was really upset and like hissing. And he looks at me and he goes, "I like it when she makes that noise."
Well, your cat has hissed at me a number of times, so. So when Bonaparte reported the experience to a friend, he was told that he encountered the famous Jersey Devil, a demonic being that had haunted the Pine Barrens since its unholy birth by Mrs. Leeds in 1735. The ex-king took heed and was impressed enough by the legend and his experience, that he looked for the monster thereafter whenever he went hunting on his property. Eventually, he left the USA to return to Europe, where he presumably never saw the Jersey Devil again.
And died because it's Europe. And it was full of the plague.
Another encounter was by a Navy commander named Stephen Decatur.
Oh, I'm familiar with Mr. Decatur.
What do you know about him?
From my understanding, he basically raided England on our behest, and he was also part of the folks that fought the Barbary pirates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that little side note.
Yeah.
Well, he also shot a freaking hole through the Jersey Devil.
He shot the Jersey Devil.
Yeah. So in the early
Dude was a badass.
Yeah. So in the early 1800s, while he was testing cannonballs at Hanover Mills Works in the Pine Barrens, Stephen Decatur reportedly saw the creature and shot it. This is with a cannon, mind you.
Cannonballs.
The cannonball.
How big?
What, the cannonballs?
Yeah, how big was the cannon? I mean, was it?
I don't know. I figure it's like the cannonball was the size of a fist. I'm not familiar with ancient artillery.
Was it like a cannon or a pucket gun?
I don't. It
I
just
feel
says
like
a cannon.
I feel like it'd be really hard to like aim at a moving target.
Exactly.
With a cannon.
That's kind of where I was like, what? So the cannonball reportedly blew a hole in the devil, but it wasn't phased by the projectile. Strange tracks were found in fields, but bloodhounds allegedly refused to follow the tracks. So he blew a cannonball-sized hole through this Jersey Devil, and it was like, nah, I'm good.
Whatever.
I'm fine. So,
I'm good. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
oh, great movie. There's a wave of sightings in 1909. Good year. I don't know why.
It was a great
It
time.
was a great time. During the week of January 16th through the 23rd in 1909, newspapers published hundreds of claimed encounters with the Jersey Devil from all over South Jersey and the Philadelphia area.
Flip, Philadelphia.
Cream cheese. Among these alleged encounters were claims that the creature attacked a trolley car in Haddon Heights at a social club in Camden. Police in Camden and Bristol, Pennsylvania, supposedly fired on the creature to no effect. So this thing is essentially well, it's not bulletproof because Stephen Decatur blew a hole through it.
Yeah, it just is unaffected. It's like instant healing.
It's like a Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. Adamantium skeleton.
But with a hole in it.
Who's the guy who played Wolverine? I forget his name.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It's Hugh Jackman.
Thank you, John. It's Hugh Jackman. Well, he's Australian. He's not from Jersey.
We have an Australian listener. Shout out to our
Heck
Australian
yeah. Good day, mate. Throw another shrimp on our bar.
I was just gonna say that.
listener. Foster's. It's Australian for beer.
You call that a knife?
Vegemite.
This is a knife.
Mad Max.
We no longer have an Australian listener.
Please come back, mate.
The second you guys did the Foster's slogan, because that's like garbage. beer
Yeah,
over
it
there.
is. It is. I mean,
Yeah.
It is. It is the Miller Lite.
ooh.
No.
Yeah, I'm
On
calling
next
you
week's
out, Miller
Cryptids and
Lite.
Cold Ones, Miller Lite. We're going to respond to that.
Yeah.
So other reports initially concerned unidentified footprints in the snow, but soon sightings of creatures resembling the Jersey Devil were being reported throughout South Jersey and as far away as Delaware and Western Maryland.
Rehoboth.
The widespread newspaper coverage created fear throughout Delaware Valley, prompting a number of schools to close and workers to stay home. Vigilante
Schools are closing.
Yeah, it's because of a Jersey Devil. Vigilante groups and groups of hunters roam the pines and countrysides in search of the devil.
Time out.
Yes.
We got another Jersey Devil Day. No school.
No snow days. We got Jersey Devil
Jersey
days.
Devil days. Oh.
During this period, it is rumored that the Philadelphia Zoo posted a $10,000 reward for the creature. The offer prompted a variety. This is a good one. The offer prompted a variety of hoaxes, including a kangaroo equipped with artificial claws and bat wings. So we got our Australia guy back, or girl.
The
Speaking of the reward,
in my mind, to see a kangaroo with bat wings on it is so comical, considering the fact we just watched Trogdor the Burninator, and he was a huge dragon with one small wing.
That's also another YouTube recommendation.
Trogdor the Burninator. Side note, speaking of intrusive thoughts.
Hey, I want to cut you off, but my John's dad said you should probably take your ADD medicine before we record these.
It's ADHD. I'm hyper too, bro. So no, as a legitimate side note though, you're talking about that $10,000 reward. We were driving down the road the other day, and there's a sign with a picture of a cat that somebody lost, and it says $1,000 reward.
I actually thought about because I wanted to buy a new gun, and I was like, I'm gonna find this kitty.
My son saw the sign, read it, and he said, "Is that wanted, dead or alive?" And I was like, "I like where your head's at."
I'd just be driving down the road going. Pss, 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 pss.
I'd be really worried about your cat.
My son's just out there shooting cats with BB guns and taking
Your son is awesome.
He's wanted, dead or alive.
In 1927.
Don't worry, we wouldn't actually let that happen.
We love.
Or would we?
We love cats. So in 1927, there was a Salem cab attack.
What?
The cab was attacked. The Jersey Devil fad died out for a while until 1927, when a taxi driver in Salem City allegedly encountered the Jersey Devil while changing a tire. The man told the police that a winged creature was pounding on the roof of the cab. Guess the Jersey Devil really needed a ride that night.
He
really didn't know how to change that tire, but he didn't want to look like less of a man.
Yeah, right?
I got attacked by the devil.
The devil.
He had a few too many Jaeger bombs and Heinekens.
Ma, get the goddamn protein, Ma.
And this is like literally while researching the Jersey Devil, I mean, it's kind of hard to find encounters after 2004. There's one from 2015, but then they added a video of it, and it looked like they took like a hobby horse and like put wings on it and then like flew it across the screen. It's on YouTube. It's just terrible.
But people are really into those hobby horses. I don't get it. It's just a stick with a horse.
Right. It was bad. So I did count that as the most recent encounter. So in January of 2004, Lori Winkleman and her 11-year-old son Glenn Jr., I guess there's a Glenn Sr., were outside one evening turning off some Christmas lights when they claim. So in January, they're turning off Christmas lights. Okay, Jersey. Got it. When they claim to have encountered the Jersey Devil. Lori was bent over, unplugging the lights when she noticed a stricken look on Glenn Jr.'s face.
Oh, no.
Glenn Sr. must have been sleeping.
He's taking a nap. He's sleeping off all the Heinekens.
What do they drink in Jersey? What's like the stereotypical beer?
Jaeger bombs and Heinekens, bro.
Serious?
Yeah, haven't you seen?
Let's-
I
Sure.
didn't research that.
I'm going to look it up
Okay.
because I already looked up the Quaker oatmeal slogan.
So she noticed a stricken look on Glenn Jr.'s face. She followed his gaze and saw a large black winged creature perched in a tree above them. Immediately terrified, Lori grabbed Glenn Jr. and fled towards the house as the monster swooped low over them and landed on the roof.
I saw a dramatic reenactment of that on Monster Quest.
Yes, and it goes, when they fade out and it goes, raw. Yep. I did see that. That was part of my
Your research.
extensive research. But they heard whatever it was clamoring down the roof towards them as they hurriedly made their way inside. After a sleepless night indoors,
Is a rose such a clamor?
I was thinking the same exact thing.
The top selling beer in the Jersey Shore is Asbury Park Brewery's Blonde Lager.
Lame.
It only has a 4.9% alcohol.
Weak. Like the folks from Jersey.
Whoa.
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 I've looked at our analytics. We don't have very many listeners.
So we're cool. We can harp on the Amish and
the Jersey folks.
and the Quakers.
And the Quakers and the Jersey folks.
So after spending a sleepless night indoors, I'm sure Glenn Sr. was sleeping still. The family went outside the next morning and found footsteps in the snow on the roof, exactly where the frightened duo had seen the thing land.
Glenn went out for milk and smokes and never came back. That's why he wasn't there.
The footprints were measured 9 inches by 5 inches and spaced 4 feet apart. I saw pictures of it on Monster Quest, and it looked like hoovies. Experts are divided on what the Winklemans experienced that night, with some believing that Glenn Jr.'s description of the beast as having large round eyes points to a great horned owl, while others think the footsteps on the roof belong to a deer.
How did a deer get on the roof?
Well, and the size.
Santa.
Did you hear the size? 9 inches by 5 inches. I mean, that's not a deer. We've slayed this. We've slayed in the swamp donkeys in northern Michigan. So
you gotta wait until there's not spots on them.
Kyle did one time.
I'm scrolling the Facebooks right now to see what other people are talking, about cryptids, and every other post is Hillary Duff.
I mean, I can't be mad at that. So, I got to start with what do you guys think of all this? Like, what do you think people saw?
Okay.
Do you believe well, first of all, let me say, I mean, I buy the mother lead story. I mean, a lot of people can get wacky out in the woods back in that day.
Well, it also wasn't abnormal to have a bushel of kids.
Bushel. A baker's dozen.
But as far as what people are seeing,
Okay, so I'm going to buy people are seeing something. Some of those stories obviously got embellished over time. I don't buy the whole Stephen Decatur shot it with a cannonball. But I guess if I'm thinking about what it is, could it possibly be a large bat? It makes a weird sound. Bats make weird sounds.
That would be a pretty decent sized bat.
Well, there's stories of the Rio pin, which is a bat in, I don't know if it's the Philippines or New Guinea. I think it's New Guinea. That's a giant bat. Maybe it's a giant bat here, and we just killed it with a cannon, so we don't have any more. Or they're very, I don't know. Giant bat, maybe the owl thing,
Oh yeah, their wingspans they're just, I don't even know a whole lot about owls, but when I did some digging and
they go hoo hoo,
hoo hoo, and they eat Tootsie Pops.
Yeah, how many licks?
1, 2, hoo, 3, crunch 3. I remember that from my childhood.
Yes.
Right after you figured out what a bill was.
Doing a little research on it, a lot of people said it was the sandhill crane.
I've seen those.
Well, I've seen them in Florida. I mean, typically they breed in the Midwest, and then they live Midwest, Western U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been known to go into the East Coast and whatnot. I've seen them in Florida. They're freaking tall. Like, they come up to the car window, and I started researching them, and they can get 7-foot wingspans, 5 feet tall. I mean, that's a big wingspan, especially at night when people are Christmas lights and they see all these things.
It's Jersey. They just had too many Jaeger bombs.
Yeah. So,
The cocaine is flowing.
The
cocaine.
Cocaine.
The Colombian marching powder, as
disco
they say.
dust.
But I mean, like I say, I've seen. So when I was a cop in a small town, I'd go out to the range to go urinate, and I remember a time, I had the lights off, and because I wanted to pee in peace, and a turkey. I didn't know this.
Gobble,
I've lived here
gobble.
my whole life. Gobble gobble. They roost in trees at night to
They can't fly.
they can kind of.
It's just enough to get to the roost. When they come out of the roost, they're just falling.
Basically that's what happened. He just like flapped its wings, scared the crap out of me. I
it's
was like,
very
oh my
loud.
God, it was
Very
huge.
loud.
Turkeys are big. I mean, maybe some people saw a turkey flying around or a sandhill crane.
Remember that time we were walking out to the deer blinds and that spruce grouse
Oh yeah,
took off, and it sounds like a freaking. And both of us jumped about 5 feet.
I wanted to shoot something. Yes.
Well, that's a pheasant taking off. It sounds like it's 100 times the size that it actually is.
Fezzies. Oh.
So there's a lot of strange and big birds and stuff that represent that. Some people have said, like there's a lot of farms out there that have llamas, even that could resemble the shape, but I don't get the whole where the wings part on a llama.
Yeah.
But
have you guys seen emus up close?
yeah, oh yeah,
They look like dinosaurs, and they scare me.
yes.
I've been at a petting zoo, and they're like, "You can feed it," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to."
Do 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 do.
Oh no, I see what you're saying on that though. Like it could be a large bird.
I just don't like the fact that, I mean, this is such a popular cryptid that there's all of a sudden all these eyewitnesses, I quote, stopped in 2004-ish. It kind of, like this is a big thing for New Jersey. I mean, they named a hockey team after the New Jersey Devil. So
I don't buy the Jersey Devil. I'm gonna say it. I think it's something else. It's either misidentification or people calling in hoaxes.
yeah, it's kind of like it's Benjamin Franklin talking all that mess with his quill back in the day, mixed with political intrigue and
shit talking pamphlets.
Shit talking pamphlets. So that's all I got on the mysterious Jim Tan Laundry Jersey Devil.
I like it. No, I really thought this was an interesting one. I was excited for it.
Interdasting.
It's really hard to say because it really could just be misidentification.
Yeah.
I like the story's cool,
But you can't trust people from New Jersey either, man.
Well, no,
It's
I mean, like, it was the 13th kid, and she said, "Let it be the devil," and then it just fucking.
She was probably hallucinating by
Sorry,
then.
John's dad.
Sorry, John's dad.
Yeah.
It morphed into, because I know, I've read up on it multiple times, and it's like it grew expeditiously. It was like a full-grown man in the matter of like 15 minutes.
Came out as a human baby and then El Diablo.
And it was like flexed and some wings popped out of its back, and it was like deuces.
Yeah, no.
There's
Not
some
buying
reports
this.
that said it flew out the window. Others chimney. It beat everyone with its tail on the way out and said, "F you guys, I'm going home. Screw you guys, I'm going home." Like Cartman.
It's my body. I do what I want.
Nicolas
Whatever.
Cage.
Whatever. I do what I want.
So yeah, I mean, there's my first little ditty on cryptids and cold ones.
I
hope
like
I
it.
did okay.
You did okay.
I think you did.
Okay.
I think you did.
Screw you,
I
buddy.
think you did great.
Thank you.
He cares.
I do. This
No.
is it's cool here. I like
It's a
this.
good episode. We'll keep you.
God bless.
We are still looking for listener stories.
Yep.
We would
absolutely.
like to have some episodes, kind of like a bonus episode, to where we could drop it in the middle of the week or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Just to keep things going, flowing good.
Are you talking about like anything like I Seen It or
Yeah.
paranormal, cryptid?
No,
anything?
like I synced it.
I like the I seen it thought process on that, and we won't flame you.
No, absolutely not.
No, like I've said before, if you call into the number that we have, you're limited to 3 minutes. Just call back. We can
Splice it
mash them all together so it's a coherent story.
like a human centipede.
Yes, the Human Centipede,
Oh, that movie.
1
Yeah.
and 2.
Have you ever seen the movie Tusk?
I have.
I know you have, John. Yeah.
I have not.
That movie messed me up.
Justin Long.
He's hilarious,
is
too.
The unsung hero of horror movies, like modern day horror movies.
Yes.
He will do anything.
He was in Jeepers Creepers
He
1,
was.
wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Man. Yeah,
Jeepers
But yeah, we would love to put some stuff together, and I've gotten some stuff on Reddit, and
Ooh, Reddit.
yeah, I've made some posts like, do you have a story you'd like to have shared, on our podcast? But it would be cooler to have it come from you, the actual listener. So either call the number or you use your voice memo app, whatever you
What's
want.
the number, John? You should give them the number.
989-402-4091.
Call it.
But yeah, it would be awesome to have that out there. Just, so we could further the investigations and stories and
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to branch out to something like that and
I would like that.
get, eyewitness accounts and not something about, from a lady having 13 children. And
but we're definitely not going to, like Evan said, flame you for it.
Absolutely not.
Unless you're obviously like trolling us,
Right,
then
like-
we'll flame you.
Like Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, exactly.
But we definitely want those, and we would love to have some people that want to come on and kind of discuss their sightings, have some interviews, stuff like that.
100%. I'm in.
As am I.
So, I think you should remember that it's never too late to escape in the woods and become the cryptid you always wanted to be.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, guys.